No greetings. Boy, my voice is shot. It's been so dusty. I've been just dying from it. But I'm okay. Like my new hat. It's, it was 87 degrees today. It's only March. It's only Ides of March today. Today's the day for gang backstabbing. And I couldn't be a part of it because my internet's been down all day and I have no idea why. My ISP, their landline is down too. I can't get through to support. I can't get through to their provider. Uh, Public Utility Commission can't tell me anything. The cops don't know anything. I have no idea. The Boost Mobile is having a problem. I have no idea what's going on. I just it's been out for almost 12 hours now, which is and I can't get through the ISP on the phone. And they didn't respond to my text, and I don't know if we got an email if their email is up. I mean, I don't. You know, you get things like this start happening, and you start getting all these paranoid flashes of like what's going on here. And one of the things that I'm considering is that they went belly up and just turned off the lights without announcing it. This does happen. Um, lots of things just disappear without a word. Just um, I don't know, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm having a great old time. Um, Things are just I'm on everybody else's schedule, but we're in tune. We're in tune. I got a meeting with Garrick tomorrow, hopefully, a phone meeting, and I'm gonna run up there in the next week or two. Actually, in the next week. I mean, I'll probably be there. I'll probably do the run through there over the weekend. I'm not sure how I want to do this. There's a few people I need to see, and I mean, all the way to Denver, and then I might come back by way of Houston. I don't know. I just don't know. Um, and with Dallas and Austin in between. Um, anyway, oh yeah, the haters. Haters. This is why I started the camera. So I want to read this before I well, I guess I can't because I won't be able to read the article unless I post what I wrote. But that's okay. I can edit it later. The article: terrified 11-year-old trans girl urges Texas governor to please stop attacking her. I don't know. Okay, it's terrified. So the kids are tired. Kids are and their parents are tired, and they're all scared. And it's like Amber Briggle, I guess, had the CPS called on her the same week that her kid like won the state championship in gymnastics. They're gonna lock her out. They're gonna take the kid away from her for child abuse, and he's winning medals in gymnastics. That's how fucking ridiculous this whole thing is. And Kay's worried about it. You know, that little girl and her mom have been through so much. She's 11 years old now, and I don't think she was but 5 years old. When this all started, and it's been nonstop every fucking year for them in the legislature. I guess it's alternating years in Texas because they don't meet every year. But there's some shit every session that the kids and their parents got to go through. Um, and this isn't even legislative that they're going through now. This was some bullshit that Abbott and Paxton cooked up. Um, a directive to investigate the parents of transgender children for child abuse to see if they're declaring that chemical and surgical treatment of minors and the laws are they're trying to get it so that even social transitioning a minor under some of these laws is going to be have criminal penalties. Fucking Idaho 675. The House Bill 675. It's in front of the Senate now. Wants to make it a felony. And a felony even if you take the kid out of state to get the treatment. Meanwhile, the satisfaction and success rates are just incredibly high. The long-term studies are showing that the kids' need for psychiatric interventions for other reasons is reduced significantly. Like the suicide rate goes from 40% to 4, which is lower than typical of other demographics. So the average is more like 7 or 8. Same thing with surgery. The satisfaction rates are above 98%, and they're like in the low 80s on average for less invasive cosmetic procedures. I could go on and on. The data is just like totally behind us. Law is totally, there's a mountain of precedent, legal precedent, case law, where the rulings have very clearly shown, the problem in the law, where the institutionalized discrimination against same-sex attracted people and transgender people exists in the state still, despite the constitutional inclusion of sex discrimination on there's no specific wording in the law that defines discrimination against same-sex attracted people or discrimination against a transgender person as sex discrimination. But the mountain of legal precedent has consistently defined that over the last 50 years. Most recently in 2020 with Bostock versus Clayton County, which was like transgender employment rights. We're natural born, we're born this way. Our human rights trump your civil rights all day long. That's where it comes down to. And we have to get the Equality Act passed so that in federal law, that distinction is very clear, that you can't just like, oh no, well, that's reproductive male, biological female, and that's sex. No, it goes, that discriminating against somebody because they're same-sex attracted or because they're expressing in a transgender role is still sex discrimination. And that's going to be in the law. That's what we're aiming for. That's what the Equality Act's purpose main is. I don't know if there's even any other to it. It's just that, hey, everybody's equal. I mean, I'm sure there's other things, but specifically for LGBTQ plus people, how about that for rolling out the alphabet soup nice and smooth? And the current, I'm not going LGBTQIA plus XYZ alphabet people, man, that's already like wrong-headed shit that we just need to get away from. When I was a kid, it was real simple. You were either straight or queer, and if you're queer, I mean, there were just a few different kinds of queers. But anyway, and we had an interesting discussion among a bunch of queer women. And there were a couple of non-binary ones in there too, about pronouns. And one of them was a young non-binary one that was like 17. They were 17 years old, and then there were about 3 of us, 2 cis ones and me, who were like just queer. Femme queer. That's all. Yeah. You're a femme or butch. I'm a butch femme queer. Okay. So anyway, that's what my social standing is. I'm one of the antis. No, I am a legitimate rainbow hippie, and rainbow hippies. It's not the rainbow family gathering thing that the generic rainbow hippie is about peace, love, peace and love. The generic rainbow hippie is about love all, hate none, in peace, love, unity, and respect. That's the generic rainbow line. And then there's different kinds of rainbow warriors. The hippie rainbow warriors are peace, love, and music, and the queer rainbow warriors are peace, love, and music, and the native rainbow warriors are peace, love, and stand in front of the and chain yourself to the mining equipment. Uh, but anyway, peacefully and prayerfully. L'chaim, water's life, and good shit. Put good shit in the water. I went in a feeding frenzy. This was on sale at the Safeway in Lordsburg. There are like 9 different flavors and 2 different kinds. There was the Master Brew Kombucha, and then there was apple cider vinegar tonic with all different flavors. This one's like lavender melon, really yummy. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, uh, I'm really you hear that when for the baby trans people, you'll see people say it just keeps getting better, and it does. It does. I deal with this in what I wrote. That's what I was going to read. Let's get back to this. So anyway, and this is from the Pink News. Um, and Kay and a group of this the Mama Bears. There was a documentary done about these Christian women who were standing up to centuries of church dogma to love their kids the way their kids are rather than the way the church wants them to be because of their gonads. Okay, and I guess she was on. She's on national TV for this. There's a whole bunch of them at the state capitol outside demonstrating the free speech area. 11-year-old trans girl asked Texas legislators to please stop attacking her as she fears being taken away from supportive mom. Protesters gathered outside the state capitol on Monday to condemn Governor Greg Abbott's directive that called on the state's Child Protective Services to investigate parents of kids receiving gender affirming medical care for child abuse. A judge temporarily blocked such investigations on Friday, but LGBT plus advocates are remaining vigilant as Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has said, hello, it escaped me. Oh shit! No wonder I can't read it. It changed pages on me, and I'll bet I lost. I hope I. Oh, I posted. Yeah, that's right. I posted my comment already. Yay. Uh, God, I hate it when this does it. It just jumped to a different page. Um, Ken Paxton said his office will appeal the judgment. Kay Shapley, trans activist, a finalist for Kids Kid of the Year Times Kid of the Year Award, and diehard Dolly Parton fan, told the crowd that she just wanted the governor to please stop attacking trans youth. If I could sit down with the governor, I would ask him to please stop. I would tell him, "You're hurting us. Is that too much to ask? Just stop." And Shapley continued, "I think adults should treat trans kids just like any other kid. Adults are supposed to protect kids, not hurt kids and their families. It makes me upset because we are the children here." Shapley recalled how her mom burst out in tears after she got a text saying that Texas was trying to classify gender affirming care as child abuse. She says she was upset by the news and still feels that child welfare officials could do in the future. I'm afraid that it'll be taken away from my mom. That's the worst thought of all. The young activist said she'd been asking adults to make good choices since she spoke out against the trans bathroom ban 6 years ago at 5 years old. She's continued to call on lawmakers to do better as she battled against the state's anti-trans bills every fucking session since then. Though honestly, it's been upsetting to have to explain myself over and over again to adults for so many years, Shapley admitted. It's just getting annoying. I'd rather spend my time just being a kid. She called on people to use their gifts and talents to help trans kids like me. She also cheekily asked anyone with the ability to contact St. Dolly Parton to tell her to call me. I wonder how she felt about Caitlyn Jenner. the kids were like adoring her there back in 2016 and 17. I'm not sure where they're at now. They, a lot of kids were like, it wasn't just there. I forget who it was. There was one of the youngsters that was getting in the fight in the state houses was saying something about her. Real positive. I think it's probably Jazz Jennings. I forget. Um, so anyway, according to Spectrum News, the protest was organized by the ACLU, Equality Texas, GLAD, and producers of a documentary titled Mama Bears. I'm wondering, like, where's HRC in this list? Um, the documentary, which premiered at South by Southwest, follows mothers of LGBT plus children who eventually grew up as evangelical Christians and eventually became activists fighting to keep their children safe. Mama Bear's director, Dorisha Kiai, described how the movie was created to address the kinds of attacks that are happening now, as a society is encountering a battle between love and hatred. This movie is to remind all of us that we have to love each other because if we don't, we are headed to the brink of destruction. And my comment, let's see if we can find it. Hope it posted or I lost it. That happens too. There we go. Yes, it posted. Yay. So I wrote when I shared it, Kay Shapley and her queer classmates certainly aren't getting to enjoy much kid stuff with their families locked in a struggle with institutionalized discrimination against them. But they are enjoying something few of us before them enjoyed, and not enough enjoy today. Their courageous mama and papa bears are standing up to centuries of repressive church dogma to nurture their children as they have presented themselves to them. These kids are thriving too, shattering old paranoid myths about transgender people, as peer-reviewed long-term clinical studies are reporting markedly reduced behavioral health comorbidities in transgender kids receiving affirmative pediatric gender care. The rates for self-harm and suicide are being reported as significantly lower than typical for other demographics. It's a thrill for me, after pretending for so long, to be a part of this world-shaping moment. There's still a lot of work to do in leveling the playing field for gender nonconforming people, but the haters are painting themselves into a corner. They've been losing consistently in court for the past 10 years, and we've been able to defeat most of the hate legislation. Abbott's appeal is sure to get trashed. Most importantly, that needs to be Paxton's appeal. Most importantly, they're losing in the court of public opinion. A solid majority of Americans strongly oppose new discriminatory legislation and strongly support queer equality. The Biden administration has finally ramped up to push the Equality Act through, which this documentary is an element of the propaganda package. And I have that asterisk there. So I didn't, I'm not working from a dictionary on this. My working definition of propaganda is that it's public information that's designed to sway public opinion for or against an issue. Um, and there's good propaganda and bad propaganda. Is my working definition. I don't know. Propaganda is like evil, and Joseph Goebbels stuff. No, educating the public to do something positive. We're going to need to propagandize the public to restore indigenous biodiversity, or it's going to restore itself. I mean, this is the reality. Don't be, say no more. Anybody who's in denial, I mean, there's certain things that, like like space juice, for instance. So, that I have a low confidence rate in anything I have to say about things like that, and uh, they're on their own. This is kindergarten. They're the ascended. We're energy beings in a water sack. we're like self-sustaining. We feed ourselves. We supply our own fuel, and we really don't need much besides like sunshine, air, and water. I am a little bit of protein on top of that, some spices and stuff for flavor. um, where was I? Oh, wait, I was reading that. The scientific and legal consensus are solidly with us, and the more visible we are, the better our neighbors and coworkers get to know us as we are, rather than how they've been told we are. We've got this, siblings. Just keep being the best version of you that you can be, and bury the hate with love. Stop fighting with the haters online, and reach out to your cis-het neighbors as a friend. I should read this shit, but I'm just so um this latest war is just it's the warmongers, and it's a racket. It's a war's a racket. You know, it, everybody's getting sold a bill of goods about Russia. Russian government's very little different than ours, except for one main thing. Putin is nuts, and Putin is not insulated from. There's not as much, how you say, personnel between him and the money as there is with Biden. The I call them the millionth of a percent. The ones that are waving, the old dynastic families, they're just fucking everywhere. The Rothschild Morgan banks, that whole crowd, their banks are in over 100 countries. Um, and, we, for most of those of us living now, for most of our lives, we've been the the U.S. is the dominant superpower, and we've been discounting the long range strategic objectives of the other imperialist nations. Okay, that shit's been going on for thousands of years, and there, unless it's indigenous ruled, and even maybe the indigenous guys can get pretty shitty on their people too. Um, it's been going on for thousands of years. That we need to evolve as a species, and realize that there's only one race, and we're all family. We're all everything in creation is there's only one energy, and this big there's only one energy that makes it all be. Whether it's sentient or not is something that isn't even worth arguing about. You have to just accept that there is a universal life force. Whether it's like, I mean, my aunt was a naturist, and um, she rejected the bearded guy in the sky shit completely, and she also rejected the idea of this what do they call it, creative design or something like that. That she saw it as the life energy of the universe. It has rules that it follows. This the way it works. The way, matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, only change in form, and it changes in form according to certain parameters. Um, and everything we do to the planet, every hole we dig in the ground, the motion, the gravity and motion of all this mass is going to be throwing matter and energy back at that hole. And we have to, it's the diversity of the ecosystem that makes it stable. And I believe that it's also cultural diversity that makes our society stable, that we need to celebrate, not desecrate. It's like, hey, these people got this thing that they consider to be sacred and holy, and they have fun. They have fun worshiping it all the time. Let's like party with them a little bit, and help them preserve that. Not recoil from it, fear and loathing, and try and get it like culturally, ethnically cleansed and turn everybody into a giant bowl of butterscotch pudding that's compliant with the authority, the false authorities that are coming down from the central governments. That's not the way, that's not the way America was really designed. We're supposed to be working from the individual up to Washington, not from the figurehead at the top down to the rest of us. He's just up there to, cheerleader, sign the bills that, authorize expenditures of the money. And then, it's not supposed to trickle down to us through the rich people. It's supposed to come from the street up. That we, as the poor folks spend it back into the system. But anyway, that's my Tommy economics. That's, that's as far as I can go. Is I know how to I know what people want to buy. Um, and I know how to, find the things they want, and get it to them for a fair price and quality goods. That I turned down a guy that was just, no, something's wrong here. We don't. Indonesia has a lot of like really nice stone, but there's something highly exploitative there. They're overproducing. They're using schlock stone, and their sales representatives are like really fucking intrusive. Um, I had one that I played this morning just to find him out, and it's like, look, guy, you're selling onesies to people at Facebook, and you hit on a wholesale buyer who's a manufacturer's representative. I'm going to want to know what things like discount structures. I'm going to want to talk to like, he said, oh, we only have 5 employees. Okay, that's about the right size for some, a factory like I need. And they're doing the he's got, oh boy, the rappers are in for a big surprise because the Indonesian guys, they're weaving them crystal, they're weaving onto cabochons, and he was ready to sell them to me for $20 a piece with vermeil, sterling plated copper. And kids that are doing that got 4 or 5 hours in them, and they're going to want at least $80. I don't care. That's not my, it erodes my market, but I'm I'm selling conflict free, ethically sourced, natural, untreated natural stone. If it has a treatment, I'm totally transparent about it. And I try to avoid this shit. I mean, it's impossible to avoid some things, and some things just, you know, affordable turquoise, for instance, has to be has to be stabilized. When it's a really good shit, it's going to be $3, $4, $5 a gram, and you can't make cheap jewelry from that. The Ethiopian opals, if you want big ones, you need to stabilize that shit. Um, But there's a lot of stuff cooked out there I don't want nothing to do with. And there's a lot of like really funky low grade stone being turned into carvings and towers. Towers are real big ones, cutting these obelisks. Stars and crescent moons and all this shit, the touristy stuff in the New Age stores. And that's just not my market. I'm dealing natural stone and animal products for people that want them for collections, that want them for for spiritual practice, and they want them for crafting. And, just go ahead, browse. You might find something you love, but my business is from people that know what they're looking for and know what they want to pay for it. That's what my clientele are. And I'm excited about what I gotta show you this stuff. This is magic stone. This, you want to talk about magic stones. This stone, and I'll read about it too. I've been chasing this stone for 10 years, almost. And this is, I've had little bits here and there, yeah, but nothing like this. This is the shit. I mean, I've had some nice gem silica with chrysocolla and azurite malachite and plenty of quartz and look real cool, lots of nice patterns. But this is blue ice. This is the blue ice. This is gem silica. The person who had it didn't know what it was. Specifically which mine it came from. This doesn't need to be in there. They didn't know specifically what mine it came from, but there's only 2 mines that had major finds like this. Now it's the Ray mine and Inspiration mine. And then looking it up, these match the description of a particular room in the Ray mine. These pieces, it's just such a beautiful colored blue. That's kind of too big a light. Maybe we should use the phone light. Phone's got a smaller beam. I can't believe I got all this. I mean, I grew up with just the right at the dawn of the digital age. That we had all this groovy analog shit when I was a kid, and it all got digitized over the course of my lifetime. But I never, for the last 40 years, I haven't really been able to afford to stay up on the cutting edge of it. And I really don't want to, I don't want to. These are tools to do what I do. And I really don't like fucking with the phone too much for anything but talking on it. Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see that, but it's just such a beautiful blue, and that particular color blue is got a strong feminine energy, and for the throat chakra. This is communications, gracious communication. This piece is just fabulous. This one is this is the one, and it doesn't have much work that I need to do to it. Just shape it up a little bit, polish it some. Really, that's all it needs. I'm not sure what I'll do with this corner. This piece is a monster. I have never seen so much. I mean, usually when you see gem silica, um, it's just a little tiny stone. This sucker, I I'm kind of separated from my scale at the moment, so I can't weigh it, but it's got to be at least 60 grams. And there's only a little crust of chrysocolla on it. The rest is solid gem silica. And cut without druzy. A piece, the stones without druzy are selling for $100 a carat or more. And this one's got druzy on most of it. I'm not going to be able to get the druzy off. I mean, this piece right here, this is like, wow, if I get this off in one piece, see it right there, that's about a 60 carat stone. And I don't think, I'll have to look. Let's see if there's anything, and then what's underneath it is even more. There's kind of two stones there. There's this big lump on top, and then this here underneath it. So it's, wow. Just like the funky pieces, the funkiest pieces. I got no reason to like listen to anybody offering me less than $10 a gram for this. I'm gonna have to give Mickey a call. He's gonna know better than anybody. But this is exciting because, like I said, I've been chasing it for 10 years. That's a real pretty piece. It's not going to take much work to, turn it into a finished stone. Just clean it up, shape it a little bit on the sides that aren't druzy. This one's way cool too. This has got a huge piece across the bottom, and then it's like a nodule folded over there. So like I'll be able to cut that loose right across the top and get this big piece out from underneath the bottom. It's another 50, 60 carat stone. And another big fat piece of it. This doesn't have as much blue, but it's got a lot of, it's a big fat piece of silica with blue in it. It's a little pale, but that don't matter. It's about color and clarity are important here. The milkier stuff is naturally worth less. So if it's real pale but clear, this looks like it's going to be kind of milky though. This is sweet pea. Oh no, that is the piece. That thing. This is just a monster. This piece. This got this is palm. I should leave it intact. The person that I talked to about it, we talked about just polishing down these spots where it's where the chrysocolla is shining through, and maybe, I don't know, smooth the bottom, contour the bottom a little bit. I don't know if I'd want to mess with that at all. Might leave it as it is. Just polish up this top part a little bit. And this here is scraping off. There's something here on top that I'm able to scrape off with my fingernail. So and that, see the silica's up underneath it. These are groovy too. Ladies had these. That's an interesting story. I'm not going to say exactly how much they sold me these for. Just that it was two lesbians, who's both of them. I'm not sure if they were always lesbians or if they had both been married to men and then just got together after the men died. But they both were um, have buried their mates recently, like in the last few years. And this one had all the stuff that they had been on the road with the, the bling thing, selling beads and cabochons and specimens all over the place. And she's pulling out all this shit, old stock from all over the place. She had a bunch of pink tourmaline from the Himalaya mine that was really nice. So I got a bunch of that, and I got those double terminated black tourmalines. Um, and and then the chrysocolla, silica. And I'm like, well, how much are these? And she told me a number, and I'm like, okay. And there's 5, 11, 14, 17 boxes, and some of the boxes have more than one specimen in them. So I'm looking at about 20 pieces for that much money, and it's like already boggling. And then she quoted a price for the whole thing that was just so low. It's the first time it's ever happened to me like this. I mean, I've done it a few times when people have offered me too much money. I don't take it. I give it to them for less. You know, sometimes like they'll say $20. Nah, I don't really need that. 12's fine. But this time I was like, I cannot, in good conscience, give you that little money. I have to give you more. So I've been chasing this stuff for 10 years. Here, listen to what the metaphysical site had to say about it. I'll get the flashlight turned off. Numbers temporarily unboxed. Why don't we dismiss this? I mean, I've been seeing that for months now. I mean, really, clear that. I don't. So what's going on? While I'm hunting this, Albert finally got his trailer cleared out and locked for it. Then tomorrow. We're going to take a load out there. So we want I can't find any. There's somebody wants $1,000 for a piece of it. Okay, well here's the crystalcouncil.com. Gem silica. Gem silica, also known as chrysocolla chalcedony or gem silica chrysocolla, is a very rare combination of quartz and chrysocolla. The stone is rarely seen on the market, only has a few localities, which usually run dry within a few years. The most recent gem silica that has been on the market is coming out of the Miami Inspiration Mine in Arizona. Other localities that are assumed to have run dry are Mexico, Taiwan, Peru, and the Philippines. The stone is very easily faked and should be met with extreme caution when trying to purchase. Make sure that you trust your dealer and find the exact location that this stone came from. Most fakes on the market are actually just milky chalcedony that are dyed. Well, that ain't milky chalcedony that's been dyed. That's the real deal, come fresh out of the ground untouched for 30, 40 years. The stone carries and enhances all qualities and properties of chrysocolla, which while also connecting one's throat chakra to their third eye and heart. This unique channel offers one the ability to better understand their feelings and how to effectively process their emotions. Gem silica pushes one to release any lingering trauma or sadness that they may hold on to. One's intuition is raised when using gem silica and will continue to focus your attention on the minor details about yourself. This elevated focus helps one accept the weight they've been carrying and finally work towards removing it. This may consist of finally vocalizing a sensitive subject with a close friend, or accepting a situation for what it's worth and moving past it. Either way, the strength of this mineral will help pull all the negativity out and allow you to finally start looking ahead with a clear and joyful heart. Really shouldn't be smoking with all the particulate in the air today, and no water right here. We like that. Anyway, back to this. One's aura will soon radiate positivity, affecting any and all who may have the privilege of coming in contact with you. Well, I don't know if I can stand that. Well, actually, I can, as long as everybody else is like glowing and happy about everything. This combination mineral helps one connect to higher realms and better understand the knowledge within. By achieving a strong connection between your third eye and throat chakra, one can vocalize and easily describe what they see in deep meditation or dreams. The imagery within these experiences have great symbolism that directly relates to one's life and the opportunities currently around them. Gem silica helps push one to take action and pursue the life path you desire, while helping you connect to your higher self along the way. Gem silica is an extremely powerful communication stone that can help one vocalize what may be lingering in their heart, mind, and soul. This special mineral eases the strain one experiences when dealing with certain traumas and helps open themselves up to confiding in loved ones. Gem silica has been known to calm your emotional body in stressful times, which allows one's mind to maintain a sense of clarity when trying to achieve resolution. We recommend wearing this mineral around your throat for it to directly enhance one's throat chakra. Remember that this mineral still has quartz within it, thus enhancing all the vibrations and energies you carry daily. Isn't that special? I'm running a drum orphanage. And the idiots, they're gonna go off on that. It's just fucking junk. It's all made from wood slats. Someday I'll get that down. Pata pata. Um. Anyway, we're coming up almost to an hour, huh? Got an hour and a half earlier. Uh, that I can see how this would be frightening for people um, whose only connection is their computer and the internet to the, and their phone. They don't have all they got is that internet, and have it just disappear and not be able to get to the provider either, and have nobody else know what's going on. I'd probably have to send them a email or something. Let's see if we're still getting a busy signal.
Thank you for calling Bluespan, your premier internet service provider. You've reached us outside our normal business hours. If you're an existing customer and need technical assistance, please press 1. If you would like... We are aware of an issue that may be affecting some customers. Our engineers are actively engaged in resolving the problem. We apologize for the inconvenience. Our support team is currently unavailable. If you have already tried powering off and back on all of your devices, including Wi-Fi routers and Bluespan equipment, then please leave your name, number, and a detailed message regarding the nature of the problem you are experiencing and any troubleshooting steps you have taken. We'll have our on-call support engineer return your call as soon as possible. Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hi, it's Tommy Wasserberg calling, 520-241-2776. My service has been out since like 11 o'clock this morning. This is the first time I've been able to get through to you. I've been getting a network busy signal on your phone line too. It'd be nice to have back, or nice to know what's going on or when it's coming back, and nobody seemed to know. And I was starting to worry about like, oh boy, I can't even get hold of their Seattle office. Anyway, thanks. Happy day. Well, let's see what the idiots are about real quick. D's been going off at me today. Dave, this afternoon, was online. Actually, it looks like he was online for a few hours. Yeah, they're on my case about this is stupid thread. Desperate for cash. Tam slings stones on Facebook. I'm not desperate for cash. My bank caused an error. The automated system caused an error that a manual accounting system wouldn't have. A deposit and a withdrawal crossed on the same in the same hour. It looks like, and when the withdrawal was presented, the deposit hadn't gotten there yet. If a human was doing it, it would have been spotted, but it wasn't. The machine did it, and that just caused a cascade of events. 6 fucking NSFs, but the money was there. Um, and I moved cash around, and I had cash, and I'm making cash, and I'm getting credit card sales, and I'm fat and sassy right now. I'm definitely a solidly a thousandaire in my checking and savings, my local checking and savings, and my big account is not going to go under $100,000 if I can possibly prevent it. It's hovering just a little bit over $100,000, and then there's another $4,000 in the personal account, in the single account, and there's a few $1,000s in checking and savings right now, and sales pending, and all I gotta do is like, oh boy, I need my internet service back. So I mean, I'm not gonna have to do much to some of those stones to make them worth a lot of money. Quick. this, this stuff is like wow, and it's the real deal. Um, to go get it appraised by anybody. I'm not gonna pay for it though. So anyway, here's this stupid thread. You know, I I worked for ABC Foods, and Freddie had a very brisk cash business out the back door that he ran a separate set of books. And it's very common. Um, boy, you watch retails, small retail, independent retail store owners, and they're stashing cash all over the place, not ringing shit up, and just put the cash in the drawer without ringing it, and all sorts of stuff. Um, so here's like these guys are all fascist. Americans don't realize, they think they're free. Anybody supporting the American government and the American government's programs, policies, and procedures is just a fascist tool. I'm sorry, this is not a representational constitutional republic. It's like those people are not representing us. And even the ones that say they do aren't really. I mean, like, what the fuck has AOC done besides, talk a lot of long shit? What legislation has she sponsored? And she's then Bernie too. Bernie worse. Bernie's the leading fucking schmuck that's been playing both ends from the middle. Instead of creating the third party, when he finally made it on the national scene, he's going to jump into bed with the Democrats, and that's his reputation has been straight along as the king of amendment king. It's like he'll get hold of the NDAA or something like that they got to pass every year, and he'll put amendments in it to make sure that some things are getting done that wouldn't get done if the military-industrial complex was running the whole show. But still, he's still voting for shit that shouldn't even be in existence. And he's got pieces of F-35 action for the Vermont Air National Guard. But if he had created his own party back then, in about, well, I don't know when he got to the Senate. If he had stayed independent, he was elected as an independent to the Senate. If he had stayed independent and built his own fucking party, we'd be in his second term right now. I totally blame Bernie for perpetuating the alienation, the disenfranchisement of Americans. We're just disgusted with the whole thing. A lot of us um, worked real hard in 2020 to make sure that Trump didn't get reelected. The swing vote came from the queer and indigenous communities, and the queer and indigenous leaders were like begging people just fucking vote for him. Just like hold your nose and vote for him, because if we don't, Trump is going to win, and that was dangerous for all of us. Of course, then Biden went and screwed everybody right away. He's writing more oil and gas leases than Trump did. Um, but he's finally getting up, and they're gonna get the Equality Act passed. I mean, we got an 11-year-old, cute little blonde 11-year-old. She's so sweet, and she's very like blunt. She's real blunt, matter of fact, and she's got a real high pitched kind of voice, and and you can't. She's making too much sense. Simple terms, out of the mouths of babes, kind of thing. And she's not the only one. A whole crowd of them. There's a whole mess of them. And God bless her parents for being so courageous and boldly saying "fuck you" to this institutionalized discrimination against gender nonconformance. So there's no excuse for it. We're part of the natural order of things. And that's being proven by medical science across the board. Anthropologists are finding art, they're studying the history of it, and they're finding all kinds of instances of gender nonconforming people throughout history, throughout all cultures. So here's douchebag. Is so I said, show me somebody who declares all their cash transactions to the IRS or the state. And he's like, what? So because other people do illegal things, that makes it okay for you? That seems to be a central tenet in your life. Well, my response to that is unquestioning obedience to the laws of man is a tenet central to fascism. They're trying to tell them to prove that we're fascists. Well, that you're just demonstrating that you're fascist by that answer. Moving right along. Let's see what else are stupid. Okay, they're talking about my account last night. You stupid. No, it's not going to get very grody. This is repentance. This is a bunch of assholes. This fucking assholes. Yeah, Chief was wasting a lot of my time because his people were wasting his. That's what they're talking about. Me running people off. Yeah, I had to run him off. He's just getting me nuts last year. Um, but we're friends and we're business associates. And he appreciates my having 104 available for him when he's up against the wall. And that's what's going on in there. It's that he was up against a wall and he needed some money. Um, but these just Tucson's a very dusty town. Period. So first of all, these aren't going to get stored very long. There's already about 6 of them going to get sold this week, at least. I gotta get my internet back. I can't really do much from the phone. Um, see what other stupid shit's in here. Ah, oh shit. Here's okay. Well, here's Dave's latest. Well, he's getting short. This is only one paragraph long. Yes, Lone Dog was full of Thomas and loved every second of it and has a crush on Tom and his tiny dicklet. Lone Dog loves getting humped by Thomas. And the only response to that was, what a fucking retard. I didn't even a very good one. I mean, he's come up with some real sick shit. Okay, here's another one. You know, I as I got on the highway, I was reaching for something on the passenger seat, and I crossed over the edge onto the shoulder just slightly twice, and that gives him cause to say, "Come watch a drug addict swerve all over the road." You know, they all think I'm on meth or heroin or something. I don't do either one. Well, he was really at it. Um, just a few hours ago, here's a new one from him. Thomas only wishes. I had my time. Now it is her turn. This is a high passable. And oh God, God, transmedicalism, transfundamentalism. I'm a non-binary woman. I'm born this way. Well, I don't know how I was born because they messed with my stuff. But that's a different story. Here I am today at 67. I'm a non-binary woman and am accepted easily as a non-binary woman everywhere I go, except to Kiwi Farms and another message board. Largely because of the misinformed, transmisogynistic, paranoid, schizophrenic, delusional shit that people like you and Sneasel are spewing and indoctrinating other stupid people into believing. I'm an intersex person. I'm a transgender intersex person. Non-operative. I'm not faking anything. And here, some guy with a big thick beard and bald went and transitioned and wears a wig and lost a lot of weight. Good for you. And Dave is showing like these 30-year-old pictures of himself and this picture of him today with a 5 o'clock shadow. Oh well, Thomas, you lose. What have I lost? I have friends. I have a thriving business. I have a strong position within uh, the international human rights advocacy networks, within the LGBTQ advocacy and local organizer networks, and with the Rainbow Family OGs. The Rainboneheads and Drainbows who have been like shrieking about me are not the Rainbow Family OGs. they're, they're they're not. They're just not. I'm Tommy, and Tommy's Tommy. And Tommy is a very valuable member of the community because Tommy knows a lot of shit. And Tommy's real cool about sharing that shit that she knows and even shares her stuff with people real well. Um, Fuck you idiots. You're just idiots. You're just stupid. You're congenitally stupid and you're perpetuating, generation to generation, you're perpetuating this stupidity. Effeminate males and masculine females are part of the natural order of things. We have our place in the cultures of the world, and if you don't like it, well, go off and be your cishet self somewhere where you're not harming transgender people with your misinformed, paranoid schizophrenia. You're projecting your own self denial, your own self-loathing at us because of your own questions of about your sexuality and your gender expression and your sexual orientation, and it's like, oh, why am I attracted to that man? Oh, that's fucking wrong. Something wrong with that. I should cut my dick off. You should pull your head out of your ass. That's what you should do. I ask people, it's like, do you like to live with your head up your ass because it's so warm in there, or you like the smell, or is it something else? So the world really looks a lot different when you think for yourself. When you take in all the input and process it according to what your heart is saying about it, rather than what your head has been programmed to think about it. So Lone Wolf comes at him, still jerking off over that 25-year-old picture. Wake up, Dave. It's 2022. You're almost 60. You're a hideous caricature of a woman. See, I'm not. I'm a happy queer. I make no bones. But I'm reproductively male. My current rap is that I somehow was born with male parts installed on an otherwise female chassis. People can dig that. You know, it's easy to relate to because like everybody knows the girly guy that got bullied in grade school, and everybody knows the tom girl or tomboy that was given a hard time in grade school too. And everybody's got these like preconceived notions about gender nonconformity that just aren't true. This is not true. And what's really wonderful is that medical authorities. Say was proficient in gibberish. I'm not even gonna get into that shit. Let's see what else. He had a couple of them. There's watching a drug addict swerve all over the road. See what stupid shit they've said today now. Oh, they've gone off on some. They turn threads gay quick. Start talking all sorts of weird gay shit. There's another one. Tam feels suicide. Yeah, um, Eileen Mondale called me Tam. You know, and I asked her not to, and I didn't really have to say much. And she's like, "Oh, okay, I won't. Sorry." So my name's Tommy. I don't want to be called anything but Tommy. My name's not Tom. My name's not Tammy. My name's not Thomas anymore. I never was hardly called Thomas, and I hardly wasn't called Tom that much. I mean, there were periods in my life where I had to, where it just was convenient to not push it because Tommy was considered too effeminate by people to relate to me properly. So it's okay. Yeah, I'm Tom. But I'm not trying to like deceive anybody and make them think that I'm the same as a reproductive female. And I'm not. My reproductive parts are male. And transgender people who are enlightened, whether they're transsexual or non-binary, because that's really all transsexualism is accepting the binary standard and convincing yourself that there's something wrong with having the wrong junk and it needs to be modified. That's what a transsexual is. And then they're calling us fake for not getting our junk modified. Okay. There's so much conflict and controversy over the term transgender, and intersex too is warming up, and it's going to be worse than transgender because it's not so easy to define unless there's chromosomal anomalies. There's a lot of variation in people's configurations of people's external genitalia and their secondary sexual characteristics that have nothing to do with. It's just kind of like it's a gene pool lottery. It's just like the way shit combined. Um, and there are 39 different intersex body variations that have already been defined, but then there's this one gray area of the girly guy and the tomboy, and we're not all transgender either. There's just a point where in this spectrum of masculinity and femininity as it expresses in us physically and psychologically according to our genetic makeup, there's a point there where It's just a person is better suited physically and emotionally for the transgender role in terms of like how feminine their thought processes are and how feminine their body parts are. There's a little, I'm not. Remember, my secondaries are. I don't know what I don't know what my stuff would have looked like if they'd left it alone. I have no idea. But I do know what my secondaries have been all my life because I had to hide it most of my life. Um, up until I was about 40, I had to wear and really I wore baggy clothes. I had to because it was obvious that I was not masculine in physique. Um, if I had real hair, if I had full head of hair, and we'll see. When Melissa gets back from vacation, she's gonna do me. We'll see how it looks when it's done, and with some filler in there. I've got a little cap that she should be able to work in, a little toupee like thing. Uh, but I don't have a man's face. I'm sorry. I mean, I'd be cover girl kind of pretty, but I don't have a man's face at all. I don't know. This is way too pretty, boy. Um, but they're the idiots. They see my old pictures. So well, they had made me keep my hair short, and I wasn't grinning much. And big difference in my face when I'm smiling. It's hard to not see the girl, but when I'm serious, the guy comes out quick. The more serious I get, the more masculine I get. And that's that gender fluidity, I guess, or the two spirit nature. Or I'm not a man or a woman. I'm kind of both. And in terms of my gender expression, I express pretty gender neutral and totally hippie. I like hippie, the hippie style. I like my floppy hats. I like my beret. I like my wild colors. I like full skirts. I like skimpy tops. I like to go naked. I like hugs. I get enough hugs, but I'm getting more and more lately. That's good. I get hugs from customers too. I got hugs from several customers over the weekend. Um, oh, what else? I've been going an hour and a half almost. Um, now I'm gonna cough. Now I'm smoking a doobie. Maybe not. My sinuses aren't real bad right now. Okay, here's another one from last night from D. I think he's mad at somebody else on this one. This one's called the Riri Nursery. Yep, he's mad at somebody else. Yes, Monkey Boy, which is Chandra Satyatis, also known as Neelandon or Soil and Green. And Mario is not allowed to smoke weed, got sent to the Riri home, and in the nursery they were put. They were so mad they had to wear what the nurses called protective panties and mittens. Both boys were wearing flowery little pink t-shirts and a unicorn with a unicorn and a teddy bear on them, and pink mittens to keep them from removing their clothes. They cried the first time they wet and messed their thick, heavy-duty panties, but in time grew used to being retarded idiots that they were cared for like infants. Yes, they were both slow and retarded and deserved the treatment they got. Okay. Go righty. This one looks like it's going to be fun. So, Radioactive Monkey Man, who is like some Canadian um, Aboriginal who's like really got bad attitude, and I don't even want to try and discuss any of these people. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. I thought it was. I don't think it was. Well, now he's thinking he's the monkey boy. We call Soil Monkey Boy. So he thinks he's the one that Dave's pissed off at, or that Dave is pissed off at. I knew it wouldn't take long to piss you off enough to include me in one of your stories. Thank you and congratulations. Much as Tom make a video about you, I'm going to rub this in your face like Tom's shark-filled shorts. What shark-filled shorts, you fucking misinformed, malicious, mental midget? These kids, boy, they're fucking digitally dumbed down. They're congenitally stupid. Okay, they're raised by congenitally stupid people who were raised by congenitally stupid people, and they're passing down the stupidity from generation to generation. And now this generation's all been like fucking indoctrinated with digital appliances that they didn't really learn anything. They were just filled. They got their head full of information that they don't really know how to process properly. So here's Pokemon if smoke weed. But you see, we're the ones who are totally mad, and Dave here is totally wrecking us right now. He'll have you know. I'd be more concerned about a Chester like Dave fantasizing about you in diapers, but that's just me. That was Nomad. Here's Cum Squatch again. Oh God, they said there would be consequences, but not like this. Anything but this. And here's the other one. You mean to tell me that Dave has a thing for Pokemon furry diaper yip? Oh, that's disgusting. What a degenerate. Nomads. No, because that infers something that I would assume takes place amongst consenting adults. Dave is more about children, especially those he sired on Swamp Donkey. And here's Lone Wolf. It's like, damn, Dave, scatbash fantasy involving infants. You're an even sicker bastard than I thought. No, that's unworthy too. Yeah, this is typical of their illogical logic. On February 5th, 2023, Tom to get people to hunt down A and B members. What I actually said is my social stature is going to be such by this time next year that there will be people hunting you all without me asking them to. And it happens that there's already been a few people that I just said, nah, just chill it. I'm there's outlaws that love me that would hurt people that hurt me. It's been that way all my life. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for people like that. I'm not going to send anybody after you. And yeah, I hired a bodyguard to make sure I didn't blow my wrist on the guy's face. If he had the nerve to show up, which he obviously doesn't. This is just, these are children trying to terrorize people with bullshit. And that's probably a good place to end. So I'm tired and hungry, and it's after midnight, so I probably go to sleep pretty easily. Here's another one from yesterday. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this was posted Monday. No, this is too nuts. This is too nuts. This is too nuts. Oh, this is here's some power leveling bullshit. Pokemon, is smoke weed. They're 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 twirling their dicks at each other. He and Dave, um, talking about fighting in person. I can travel if need be, but bear in mind, and that's Bear, not Bare, fella. In mind, when I say throw down, I mean throw down. Real men don't sit around on the internet being skinny and gossiping about ideas. They test their ideas in combat. I know 3 styles of martial arts. I power lift and do 3 hours of cardio a day. I'm also very well read. I've read Richard Dawkins, Christopher Marlowe, Christopher Hitchens. All the atheist propaganda destroyed the ideas by countering them with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Debating me will not be easy. What books have you read? What styles do you know? How much do you live? Do you do any cardio? More than 3 hours? These are the questions you need to ask yourself if you're serious about throwing down with me. I am not at my apex when debating online or in a physically restrictive environment. My combative and aerobically explosive style does not translate well into text, as you're unable to see my intimidating physical stature. I see your tactic is to get me drunk and weaken my brain. This will not work. This looks like something he found somewhere. Um, I'm able to see through your strategy. I only debate through physical combat because this is historically how ideas are passed on. Christianity was not debated into dominance, it was forced. Hitler did not politely debate his way through Europe. He fought. When Chamberlain tried to negotiate against him with pieces of paper, he failed, and it was up to Churchill to fight for the unfortunate destruction of Nazi Germany. This is Darwinian reality. That's not Darwinian, actually, but that's okay. It is also when the survival of the fittest is the most highly adaptable, not the strongest necessarily. Um, when I have your head clamped against the floor in glorious combat, my words will be at their most powerful, and you will know that my religion is dominant. It is also when we are at our physical peak, our brains function most optimally. I'll bet I could find that. So you stole that from somewhere. Who did you plagiarize that from? The words of Jesus Christ. Oh boy. I am power when I'm powerlifting in my audiobook of the New King James Bible. The words of Jesus Christ truly come to life and our ideas become as one. This is during aerobically intense activities such as this. in which our ideas are most powerful. This is why simply talking into a camera has never changed anybody's mind, and that's ANYBODY apostrophe S Turkey. While it's very difficult to to take anybody seriously that can't spell. While Alex Jones' explosive and confrontational presentation of the news has inspired millions of minds worthwhile. Well, and this guy's a Christian warrior. It's like, that's crazy. Crazy people. No, they're not crazy. They're insane. That's right. It's more like it. Insane people. See if there's anything worth looking at. I haven't seen this. The Hoffman Party Boat. Oh, jeez. This is really going at it. So this is from last night. I think. When is this from? Let's see the first page. Oh, this is from Saturday. No. I don't need to read any of that. I'll go take a quick look at Facebook. Good. Take a quick look at my other account. Oh shit. Shit. The fucking phone won't remember my other account. And I don't know the password for it. Son of a bitch. Oh, Josie's falling in love again. Why do we fall in love with the ones that we can't have? Oh, yay. 36 pounds of fentanyl got busted near Marana on a traffic stop. Fucking A. This is from one of the hippie groups. If you lose one sense, your other senses are enhanced. That's why people with no sense of humor have an increased sense of self importance. Field last was 82 degrees today. The Supreme Court refused to Supreme Court refused to hear Bill Cosby's case again. Well, you looking good, girls. That's a cool shot. That's a giraffe blocking traffic in the road in Mombasa. Mm. Well, it's snowing in Jerusalem today, like in a half hour ago. Actually, it sounds more like frozen, freezing rain than snow. Don't look like much turquoise in there. Pound of older oil for $150. Be yourself. Never apologize for your uniqueness. Never second guess your worth. You are loved to infinity and beyond. That's from Bless the Messy. I got no internet connection on the phone now. Lovely.
I just showed my students a new exercise with pentatonics to try to connect major and minor pentatonics. Today we've been teaching a class of Haitian trumpet players online, and I'd like to share the exercise that I wrote with you as well, in case there's anyone interested. Okay, about ready to start it. Here we go.
Okay, Glenn. I want that. I want that software. been batting ever since I was a kid. Black sheep of the family, grew up, that's how I live. Had to make some changes, so I did what I did. Out here making money, fuck waiting for settling. My brother, I've been batting ever since I was a kid. Black sheep of the wow. I suppose now it's coming on 2 hours and I'm not talking much. So might as well kill it. Thanks for coming. Happy day. Bye.